Hi guys, yesterday we did an unboxing video for the Blood and Zeal Killteam box, and a lot of people had a lot of questions with regards to rules and stats and things like that. Now, I'm not 100% sure, so I pulled the video for a minute because I don't think GW really like you showing off their books and bits and pieces, but I'm fairly sure I'm okay with putting the information on some slides. So yeah, here's the Goremonger Killteam rules. I will probably do the other guys, the other team, another day when I've got time, because this took a while and I've got things to do. So yeah, let's have a look. So Goremonger's operatives, you've got 8 operatives in total. 1 has to be the Blood Herald, and then we have 7 operatives from the following: Aspirant, Blood Taker, Impaler, Inciter, Skull Claimer, and Stalker. Other than the Aspirant operatives, you can only have 1 of the above. Archetypes, you've got Recon and Seek and Destroy. For faction rules, you've got Runes of Khorne. So each friendly Goremonger operative cannot lose more than 8 wounds per shoot action. And then you have Gore tanks. So each friendly Goremonger operative has a Gore tank. It has 3 levels: full, half, and empty. They start the battle at half, and whenever a Gore tank increases, it goes up 1 level. Whenever it decreases, it goes down 1 level. The Gore tank cannot increase when it's already full, or decrease when it's already empty. I apologise for the sounds of the cars, vans, and stuff like that. It's really busy out on the street today, and my mic's crap. So, anyway, whenever a friendly Goremonger operative incapacitates an operative within its control range or visible to and within 2 inches of it, you can increase its Gore tank. Whenever a friendly Goremonger operative uses a Sanguavitae, I think that's how you say it, Sanguavitae rule, you must decrease its Gore tank. So, okay, sorry about the pronunciation, but Sanguavitae. Each Sanguavitae rule specifies when it can be used, and you must decrease the operative's Gore tank to do so. You cannot use the same Sanguavitae rule more than once per activation or counteraction, and you cannot use more than 2 Sanguavitae rules per activation or counteraction. You cannot use Mania and Fury during the same activation. Sanguavitae actions: Rejuvenate. When? During a friendly Goremonger operative's activation or counteraction, before or after it performs an action. Effect: that operative regains 2d3 lost wounds. I've got a spelling mistake there. Mania. When? During a friendly Goremonger operative's activation, before or after it performs an action. Effect: until the start of that operative's next activation, add 1 to its APL stat. Then we have Fury. So when? During a friendly Goremonger operative's activation, before or after it performs an action. The effect: that operative can perform 2 fight actions during that activation, and the second one is free. Then we have Rake, which is when a friendly Goremonger operative performs the charge action. The effect: when the operative finishes moving during that action, you can inflict d3 damage on 1 enemy operative within its control range. We have Surge. When a friendly Goremonger operative performs a charge or reposition action. Effect: until the end of that action, add 1 to that operative's move stat. And then we have Rage. When a friendly Goremonger operative performs a fight action, until the end of that action, add 1 to the attack stat of that operative's melee weapons. So that's the Sanguavitae actions. Then we have Strategy Ploys. So Enhanced Violence. Whenever a friendly Goremonger operative's Gore tank is half, its melee weapons have the balanced weapon rule, or full, its melee weapons have the relentless weapon rule. We have Augmented Endurance. Whenever an operative is shooting a friendly Goremonger operative, if that friendly operative's Gore tank is half, you can reroll 1 of your defense dice. Full, you can reroll any of your defense dice. There we have Gory Tenacity. Whenever a friendly Goremonger operative is fighting or retaliating, the first time your opponent strikes it during that sequence, half the damage inflicted upon it, rounding up. And then Hunt for Blood. Select 1 friendly Goremonger operative. If it has a conceal order, change it to engage. Then it can immediately perform a free charge action, but cannot move more than 3 inches during that action. Firefight Ploys. Unbridled Aggression. Use this Firefight Ploy when a friendly Goremonger operative is fighting during an activation in which it performed the charge action. At the end of the roll attack die step, I just said that weirdly, didn't I? Use this Firefight ploy when a friendly Goremonger operative is fighting during activation in which it performed the charge action at the end of the roll attack dice step. Until the end of that sequence, that operative's melee weapons have the severe weapon rule. Gore first. Use this Firefight ploy when you would counteract. You can do so with one friendly Goremonger operative that has a conceal order, but you must change it to engage, and it can only perform the charge, fight, or shoot action during that counteraction. Destructive Demise. Use this Firefight ploy when a friendly Goremonger operative is incapacitated. Inflict damage determined by that friendly operative's gore tank on one enemy operative within that operative's control range. Inflict D3 if empty, D3 plus 1 if half, and D3 plus 2 if full. And we have Lacerate Flesh. Use this Firefight ploy when a friendly Goremonger operative with an empty gore tank is activated or counteracts. Increase that operative's gore tank. At the end of that activation or counteraction, decrease its gore tank. You cannot use this decrease to use the Sanguavitae rule. If you cannot decrease its gore tank, inflict D3 damage on it. Faction equipment. So you've got Gory Totem. Before the battle, you can set up one of your Gory Totem markers wholly within your territory and more than 2 inches from other markers, excluding your Bloody Cadaver marker. Whenever an enemy operative within 3 of your Gory Totem marker is shooting, fighting, or retaliating, your opponent cannot re-roll their attack dice. And then we have Bloody Cadaver. Before the battle, set up one of your Bloody Cadaver markers wholly within your territory and more than 2 inches from other markers, excluding your Gory Totem marker. Friendly Goremonger operatives can perform the pickup marker action on that marker in the ready step of each strategy phase. You can increase the gore tank of one friendly Goremonger operative that controls that marker, unless that friendly operative is within control range of an enemy operative. That was a lot of words. Yeah, read that yourself because I'm pretty sure I just said that out of sync. Faction equipment. Chaos Sigil. Once per turning point, when an operative is shooting a friendly Goremonger operative at the start of the roll defense dice step, you can use this rule. If you do, worsen the X of the piercing weapon roll by 1, if any, until the end of that sequence. Note that piercing 1 would therefore be ignored. And wrist chains. Once per turning point, when a friendly Goremonger operative performs a shoot action and you're selecting a ranged weapon, you can use this rule. If you do, until the end of that action, the following melee weapons are treated as ranged weapons with the range 2 weapon rule: Chainblade, Chainglaive, Great Chain Axe, and ignore its brutal weapon rule, and Pick Rippers. Goremonger Blood Herald. Oh, we're on to the actual units. So I put these in because I know people will ask me, and I'm not taking pictures of the actual pages to send them, but you should be able to work out what this says. Goremonger Blood Herald. So APL 2, move 7, save 5, plus, and wounds 11. That's standard across everyone except the wounds. Wounds is 10 across everyone, but as far as I remember, everyone is AP 2, move 7, and save plus 5 up. So he has Icon of Corn, so it's 4 attacks, hits on 2s, damage 4/4, range 8, and saturate. And then Chainblade, 4 attacks, hits on 3s, damage 4/5, and rending. He has Corn's Favour, so once during each of this opponent's activations, if its gore tank is empty, it can increase its gore tank. And he has Impending Apotheosis. Once per battle, when an attack dice inflicts damage on this operative, you can ignore that inflicted damage. And then we have the Goremonger Aspirant. Those APL 2, move 7, save 5 plus, wounds 10. So he has Auto Pistol, so 4 attacks, hits on 4, damage 2/3, range 8, and a Chainglaive. So 4 attacks, hits on 3, damage 4/5, rending. And he has Obsessive Bloodlust. Whenever this operative ends the fight action, if it's no longer within control range of enemy operatives, it can immediately perform a free charge action, even if it's already performed the charge action during that activation. But cannot move more than 2 inches during that action. Doing so does not prevent it from performing the charge, dash, or reposition action afterwards during that activation. You have the Goremonger Bloodtaker, so same stats, so 2, 7, 5, 10. And then he has the Blood Pistol, Auto Pistol, again, 4 attacks, hits on 4, damage 2/3, range 8. But he has the Ritual Blade, so 4 attacks, hits on 3, damage 3/5, and the Ritual Rule. Ritual, when this operative is using this weapon, the first time you inflict damage on an operative within its control range during that sequence, you can increase this operative's gore tank. Note, this is cumulative with the normal rules for increasing its gore tank, i.e. if it incapacitates an operative within its control range. Then we have the Transfusion Ritual, it's 1 AP. decrease this operative's gore tank, instead of using a Sanguavitae rule, you can increase the gore tank of one other friendly Goremonger operative within 8 of this operative. This operative cannot perform this action while it's within control range of an enemy operative, or if its gore tank is empty. And we have the Goremonger Impaler, so 2, 7, 5, 10, same as the others. Has an auto pistol, same as the others, and then it has the Flesh Skewer, which is the harpoon launcher thing. It has a ranged and a stab attack. So ranged is 4 attacks, hits on freeze, damage 4, 5, range 8, stun, and it has the drag and prey special rule. And then the skewer stab attack is 4 attacks, hits on 3, and damage. That's interesting. I wrote these out exactly as they were. Let's have a quick look. I think I've messed something up there. Yeah, I did. I messed something up. Damage is 3, 4. I'm not sure how I didn't have that in there, so apologies. I'm not going to go back and re-record this, so you just deal with it. So here's the drag rule. So whenever this operative is shooting with his weapon at the start of the resolve attack dice step before inflicting damage, you can move the target up to X. X is your total number of successful unblocked attack dice, multiplied by 2. Target must be moved to the location it can be placed as as close as possible to this operative. I've just double checked the wording on this, and this is exactly what it says in the book. Target must be moved to location it can be placed as close as possible to this operative, determined by the X you choose to use. The move must be done in 1 or more straight line increments, and increments are always rounded up to the nearest inch. Whenever the target is dropping during that move, ignore the vertical distance. And the prey rule: whenever this operative is shooting with this weapon in the resolve attack dice step, after resolving the drag weapon rule, if you choose to, you can discard any of your successful unblocked attack dice. In other words, you can choose to not inflict damage with any number of them. That was a lot of words again. Apologies for me missing the damage on the flesh skewer, and yeah, the oddly worded part for a chunk of the drag roll. Goremonger Inciter. So some of these had so much text in them that they end up getting squished and smaller, but I'm sure you can still see it. So the Inciter. So yeah, APL 2, move 7, save 5+, 10 wounds. Has the dual auto pistol focused and the dual auto pistol point blank. So with focus, it's 4 attacks, hits on freeze, damage 2, 2, range 8, ceaseless, devastating 1, and rending. Point blank, 4 attacks, hits on freeze, damage 3, 4, ceaseless, and rending. So he has dash and sprays for 1 AP. Perform a free dash action and free shoot action with this operative in any order. You can only select dual auto pistol focused for that shoot action. This operative cannot perform this action while it has a conceal order or while within control range of enemy operatives. And then Incite the Hunt. Whenever this operative incapacitates an enemy operative from more than 2 inches away, before that enemy operative is removed from the kill zone, you can increase the gore tank of one friendly Goremonger operative within 8 of that enemy operative. Whenever this operative inflicts damage on an enemy operative but doesn't incapacitate it, that enemy operative gains a bleeding token if it doesn't already have one. During a friendly Goremonger operative's activation or counteraction, before or after it performs an action, if it's within 8 of the enemy operative that has a bleeding token, you can remove that token and increase the friendly operative's gore tank. Skull Claimer. APL 2, move 7, save 5+, wounds 10. Has an auto pistol, and then the Great Chain Axe, which is 4 attacks, 3+ to hit, damage 5, 6, brutal. So it has brutish. Whenever an attack dice would inflict critical damage on this operative, you can choose for that attack to inflict normal damage instead. And claim skull. Once per turning point, if this operative incapacitates an enemy operative with its Great Chain Axe, you gain 1 CP. And then the Stalker. APL 2, move 7, save 5 up, wounds 10. There's auto pistol and has pick rippers. 4 attacks, 3+ to hit, damage 4, 5, and rending. There's the climbing picks rule. Whenever this operative is climbing, treat the vertical distance as 2 inches, regardless of how far the operative actually moves vertically. And Rooftop Stalker. Whenever this operative is fighting during activation in which it dropped from vantage terrain, or whenever this operative is fighting against an enemy operative that's on vantage terrain, this operative's melee weapons have the Relentless Weapon rule. And that's it. So, yeah, that's everything that's in there rules wise. I didn't show off anything that's copyrighted, so technically I shouldn't be able to get in trouble for that. And yeah, hopefully the next video that we do will be the Sanctifiers. I think that is that what they're called. Now I've got to check. I've already forgotten. Sanctified Killteam. Yeah, so they should be the next guys that we do. Anyway, I hope that helped. Shouldn't be any now random questions getting sent through to me. But yeah, Sanctifiers hopefully next. Cheers, guys.